Sure, go ahead. You can quote. Just send me an email with what you need. We already got 2 or 3 other agents looking at it. When you're out there making cold calls, you're going to inevitably get this one quite a bit, especially if you're calling certain industries. For me, I call, construction companies, and yeah, they're used to quoting and bidding. So you're going to have to deal with this. But what you want to avoid is falling into the trap and just going right along with the flow, right? This is where the moment of truth comes in, and you have to be willing to kind of pause things and say what you need to say. You got to realize they're probably the contractor you're calling that's done this. It's ingrained. It's in their nature to respond this way. This is how they've handled the insurance for the last 20 years. And so your job is to basically be a pattern interrupt, right? And to say, hey, I appreciate that. But actually, before I even kind of go down that path with you, would you be open to just talking for like 10 minutes, whether maybe today or a better time? But I wanted to just kind of share maybe how things work when it comes to getting quotes that maybe you've never heard before. You don't have to be perfect when you say it, just like I didn't say that perfectly here for this video. It could even, it's just more the fact of being the pattern interrupt and getting them to just be like, well, what do you mean? You're just supposed to send me what I needed, right? They were kind of blowing you off. Another thing you could say is, well, yeah, I'd be happy to do that, but just before I do that, can I just ask you a quick question? Are you familiar with how things work behind the scenes when you actually go out to market to get quotes, like how the insurance game works or the distribution process works? I don't know. What are you talking about? Well, and then you get into saying it, right? Hey, you got a minute? I'll just go over it real quickly with you because knowing how this works is really important. And if you don't, it can actually cost you more money. Right now, you've probably caught them by the short hairs, right? You got their attention a little bit, and it's the main thing I want to encourage you with is that when you have these little moments of truth, it could be first cold call. Hey, we got 2 other agents looking at it, and they invite you in, and you got to push back a little bit. Don't feel bad if they say no, I'm not interested. That's fine. You just saved yourself time because it's a waste of time to get involved when, honestly, if it's more than just you and the incumbent, and even that's a stretch sometimes, but if it goes out to 2, 3, 4 additionals, dude, don't go there. You want to kind of talk people out of quoting with multiples, tell them why that's not advantageous to them. That's what they care about. It's not about you, it's about them. That's the whole key. Once you educate them, then they can decide. And if they say, nah, man, we're going to keep doing things how we're doing or whatever, fine. But I've had a lot of times where I do that and they're like, well, okay, well, what would you need to do this process, right? To do some due diligence or how would you go about things? And then I share what I would do. We do the due diligence. The other guys kind of were quoting and they fall off and they just end up hiring us, right? So that's really interesting when that happens. The other scenario where you'll get this objection, so to speak, is at a first meeting. I remember one time where I walked in and the guy was all excited. It was a nice little prospect. The guy's like, hey, come on back. He plops a huge binder 12 inches thick on his desk and says, hey, man, here's everything you need. Let me know if you have any questions. And I could just tell that's what is ingrained. That's what he knew. And I said, hey, man, appreciate this. However, can we just take a step back and just start a little bit higher level for just a couple minutes? Want to chat with you first. That's the key, guys, is when you're trying to come back at people, don't do it in a way that belittles them, gaslights them, makes them feel stupid. You need to do it in a way that's like, hey, that's why I was going to say, I appreciate that, or thank you for the opportunity. However, boom, and then you transition. And that's really important because otherwise you're going to come across as just a total a-hole, right? And no one wants to work with anyone like that. So get comfortable in these scenarios. And like I said, the main way to get comfortable is just to go out there and do it and then practice this, right? Like, hey, and it's always that, hey, appreciate that. However, do you know how the insurance game works? Can I share that with you? Or are you familiar with how that works when you get quotes from multiple agents? That's all you have to do. Nothing over the top. And it'll work really, really well.